Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We're in Empire right at the moment because we're getting ready to talk about hops. The Empire Hops Festival, the fourth time they've done this. Paul Skinner, the man behind all this, joins us. Thanks for making the time.
You're more than welcome, as always, Vic.
All right, I hate to ask you a cliche question right off the bat, but when you started the Hops Festival, when you had that idea, did you think it would be where it is today 4 years later?
Yes, approximately. We have a yardstick from the Asparagus Festival in spring, and so it wasn't totally new. I mean, it's basically the same format, just with a different banner across the top of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's growing nicely, and for a little village of Empire, 400 people, to bring 1,500 people here on the day is quite an achievement in its own self.
Yeah, and over the years here in Michigan, the hops crop has really just exploded. I mean, not too long ago we were talking about Empire hops having 5 acres,
yes,
and now they manage or own,
close to here, you're talking in the north of 250 acres.
Yeah.
So that's a huge growth. And of course, what it does is that when we reach out to the microbreweries around the northwest of Michigan, and we say, we're from Empire. Well, they all know they know Empire because they know that's where one of the important products that goes in the beer comes from. So it makes our life a lot easier.
Paul Skinner joining us. We're talking about the Empire Hops Festival. This will be your 4th go at it. What will be different this year, or are you pretty much sticking with the same format?
We actually did change a little bit this year, rather. We changed the name. We added harvest, so it's now the Empire Hops and Harvest Festival.
Okay.
And that primarily was, the food element has always been important. But we felt with it coming at the end of the season, it would be a great opportunity with our friends at Taste the Local Difference to grow those links between the brewers and the food vendors, try and get them to do things that complement one another, and to promote, the locally grown food, and as the hops are locally grown.
Yeah, and you make a very good point there, because this really goes beyond just the specific date of when this goes on, because we're talking about sourcing local stuff and how important that is to the area. Can you, as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, the guy who heads it, can you kind of talk to that about the importance of sourcing locally grown and manufactured goods?
Yeah, I mean, on the hops, for example, with the Michigan local hops, who are one of our key sponsors, but that aside, I mean, they have created, dozens of jobs locally, and those jobs are year-round jobs. They're not just, for, come and pick this crop for 3 weeks. The hops are high maintenance. They're all going to be strung, they've got to be started. There's an awful lot of tendon care through the growing season of whatever it is, 18 weeks or whatever. But then once they're cut, the binds, there's a lot of processing, and they've invested heavily not only in the infrastructure but in the local economy to make sure this works.
Yeah. And since you're with the Chamber of Commerce, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you how the summer was here in Empire. How was business?
Well, Empire's no longer that little sleepy place. Right. We've been found, what with the public beach, the Empire Bluffs Trail, the park headquarters not a block from where we're standing, 1.7 million people coming there, it's got to have an impact. And we just have got to be in a position to take advantage. We are a tourist economy now, and the sooner that some people realize that, the better.
Are you trying, though, to walk that fine line between not wanting to bring too many people in and staying a little sleepy, but also using what you have here?
Well, we do. You've got to be careful in the sense of, at the end of the day, Vic, you've got to remember that we only have really a 10, 12, 14-week season.
Right.
So there's 36 weeks of the year when, you can set bowling balls down this street. Right. You're not going to hit anybody or hurt anybody.
Right. So,
we'd like to grow the season, hence, Hop Special, hence we're trying to make the season just a little bit longer.
Right.
But we'll never make it year-round where it's going to be chaotic.
Right. Paul Skinner, thank you.
It's always my pleasure.
In Empire, talking about the upcoming Hops Festival and everything else, I'm Vic McCarty for My News 26.